Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. Brother, before I go further, I have a blue screen that I can barely see myself in. There's something going on with the Brother Sadiq, I can barely see myself. So, and this is a blue screen.
Partner. If you are looking for Islamic Sharia and ethical financial products, look no further. Sapphire Global offers a wide range of financial service offerings from short-term to life and investments. A full-service center with all financial requirements under one brand. Our highly skilled and experienced consultants are ready to help protect your financial future. Contact us on 041 001 0184. Or visit our website on www.sapphireglobalfs.com. Sapphire Global is an authorized financial services provider.
More than 800 million people around the world live in deep poverty, uncertain of where the next meal will come from. For those on the brink of starvation, a food pack means survival, dignity, and hope. Send food, send kindness. Be the reason a family does not go hungry. Donate now to Islamic Relief.
Hey Gulam.
Yeah?
Did I return your lawnmower last month?
No, bhai, you didn't.
Oh no. Now what'll I do? I wanted to borrow it again, man.
With Randry Jewelers, you won't have to borrow or lend because the prices are so well trimmed on all gold and diamond jewelry. Alternatively, we could remake your old jewelry into a brilliant new design. Visit Randry Jewelers at 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Tonight, a child in a shack will try to sleep through the cold. No heating, no insulation, just thin walls and a biting cold. African Muslims Agency is on the ground, reaching families in informal settlements across South Africa with blankets and winter essentials. Help us spread warmth this winter. For 180 Rand, give a blanket. For 360 Rand, a full winter pack. One gift, one less night in the cold. Africa Muslims Agency. Empowering, educating, inspiring.
We work hard to build our homes, businesses, and futures. Protecting them shouldn't mean compromising the values that matter most. ACNE Group of Companies, a Muslim-owned business, offers our short-term diamond insurance covers founded on ethical principles, transparency, integrity, and responsible service. This allows us to provide insurance solutions that align with ethical values while maintaining the protection and service standards you expect. To ensure complete peace of mind, all premiums, claims, and premium investment funds are managed through designated Sharia-compliant bank accounts, reflecting our ongoing commitment to ethical and responsible financial practices. From your first inquiry to the moment you need to claim, we are committed to providing professional, transparent, and reliable support. Choose insurance that reflects your values while giving you confidence and peace of mind. Speak to ACNE Group of Companies today to learn more about our commercial, engineering, professional indemnity, and liability diamond insurance covers. Call Rafiq Isaacs on 084-822-6570. ACNE Group of Companies comprises authorized financial services providers under FSP numbers 43281, 4553, and 45915. Products are underwritten by New National Assurance Company Limited, FSP number 2603. We work hard to build our homes, businesses, and futures. Protecting them shouldn't mean compromising the values that matter most. ACNE Group of Companies, a Muslim-owned business, offers our short-term diamond insurance covers founded on ethical principles, transparency, integrity, and responsible service. This allows us to provide insurance solutions that align with ethical values while maintaining the protection and service standards you expect. To ensure complete peace of mind, all premiums, claims, and premium investment funds are managed through designated Sharia-compliant bank accounts, reflecting our ongoing commitment to ethical and responsible financial practices. From your first inquiry to the moment you need to claim, we are committed to providing professional, transparent, and reliable support. Choose insurance that reflects your values while giving you confidence and peace of mind. Speak to ACNE Group of Companies today to learn more about our commercial, engineering, professional indemnity, and liability diamond insurance covers. Call Rafiq Isaacs on 084-822-6570. ACNE Group of Companies comprises authorized financial services providers under FSP numbers 43281, 4553, and 45915. Products are underwritten by New National Assurance Company Limited, FSP number 2603.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
A'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, all praise is due to Allah, the Lord of all the worlds. We welcome our friends in South Africa, the United States, and around the world to this week's edition of A Conversation with El-Hajj Mauri Saalakhan. I am pleased to be your host. Coming to you once again through the Salam Media Network out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Salam Media is an online portal for humanitarian journalism. We don't just report the news, we advise you on what you can do about it. I'm not certain if that commercial break that we just had is part of our program because we were experiencing some technical difficulties on my end. It was just a blue screen. Now things look fine, alhamdulillah. But before there was a deep blue screen I could barely see myself on. So I'm not sure if the commercial that we just aired is part of our broadcast. But so anyway, Brother Sadiq, you can just send me a text to let me know whether it was or isn't. With all that being said, I'm just so happy to be able to have the guests that I'm going to be dialoguing with in this month, this second day of what we in the United States refer to as Black August. Today's program is a special Black August broadcast with again, a first-time guest, Brother Abdul Hakeem Ahmed Ali, aka the Ghost Lawyer. Now, for those unfamiliar with the term Black August, this is a month-long commemoration of resistance that came to birth in the California prison system in 1979. Now, the year 1979 holds a special place in the heart of my consciousness, among a number of other important occurrences. It was the year that gave birth to the Islamic Republic of Iran under the leadership of the Ayatollah Imam Ruhollah Musavi al-Khomeini. May Allah be pleased with him, and may Allah preserve this valiant nation of committed Muslims. Of the many important occurrences that have taken place historically in Black August, this is one of the issues that, given all that is taking place right now in the Persian Gulf, is worthy of note. With that being said, for me as an African American Muslim, Black August symbolizes the struggle of a people for freedom, justice, and self-determination on multiple fronts, both foreign and domestic. It really does, foreign and domestic. Without any further ado, let's welcome our guests to the platform for some rich discussion, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Oh, my brother, it's good to have you on. And given the fact that this is your first time joining me for a conversation, this topic, the challenges of a ghost lawyer. I'd like to begin with you sharing with the audience a little bit about yourself. Let's begin with where you were born, where you grew up, and where your most formative years were spent, and what were they like? Let's begin there.
Okay. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. Greetings and peace to my brothers and sisters of the faith. Assalamu alaikum. And to my brothers and sisters in the struggle. One love. Because of things that I speak about at this time, I will answer it like this, and you work with me as I give you a response. I'm indigenous of the Americas. My parents are indigenous of the Americas. And when I say indigenous, I'm literally saying my people were here in this land before the colonization. My shaping years were here in the DMV. My education went through Maryland University, Bowie State University, and Oakwood College in Huntsville, Alabama. My additional education came through the federal penitentiary, the federal system, which combined all the education, because I realized that as a people, we're just controlled by words, and words that give definition, even if they don't exist.
Okay. So, that's interesting. Your response is interesting, my brother, because you I remember when we first met, and we've known each other for a number of years.
Yes, sir.
And I'm surprised that this question from me has not come up before, because you put me in the mind of what we within our culture refer to as jailhouse lawyers. And I met some sharp brothers. I mean, some
Yes.
really, really sharp brothers who studied the law and who could argue cases. They understood and could argue cases better than a large number of licensed criminal defense or prosecutorial attorneys.
Yes, sir.
So now I understand the connection now. I mean, ghost lawyer, jailhouse lawyer. They're synonymous. My goodness. All right. The next question I have for you, Hakeem, and from what you just said, my gut feeling is that I know or I have a good sense of what the response to this question would be, but I'm going to pose it to you anyway, for the benefit of our listening and viewing audience. What got you into this line of work? And what exactly is a quote unquote ghost lawyer? And why is the work that you do important?
Being a dark-skinned indigenous man here, confrontation with the public policy enforcers, you begin to see that those that we call police or government agents, they speak with a different tongue than we speak, and deceptively, you can convict yourself even when you're innocent. So seeing this played out in a situation dealing with them, I was amazed how the system operated. And it operated just using language that is told to us is the law. But when you research what people say is law, excuse me, I began to find out this wasn't true. So as how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala would have it, he allowed me to go through an experience. Knowing my personality, I'm very observant. I always like to know the rules of things before things are done. And once I realized this and put these things into action, I got the response that I understood based upon the law. And I say that to you because I heard you make a statement earlier as we were differentiating between a ghost lawyer and you said licensed attorneys. But here's something amazing to you. There's not an attorney in the United States of America that has a license to practice law. Because the law says you can't license that which is natural. But we're told that they have a license to practice law. And I ask you, the next lawyer you go sit down with, let him show you his license, because every person operating business must keep their license on the wall. He will show you a bar card participant, but he will not show you a license. And here's the other thing. In our Constitution, there is no word as lawyer or attorney. And yet, 85% of those in Congress are former lawyers and attorneys, and they don't exist in the Constitution. And the 13th Amendment, which was augmented, spoke about it, which they removed. And you and I believe these people are practicing laws with licenses, and you never question, may I see your license? Because they do not exist.
Well, there are folk, especially quote unquote licensed attorneys, that would beg to differ with you, brother, and uh,
Truth
what
can never be defeated. So they
okay,
can make a statement all day long. I'm telling you, just lay it on the table that it is a license, and you'll see they do not have them.
okay. Let's do this, brother Salik. Let's take our first commercial break, and then after this break, we're gonna come back and continue this conversation with our brother. And I'm going to invite him to provide us with some case studies that he's been involved with, inshallah ta'ala. So without any further ado, let's just go on to the first commercial break, brother Sadiq, and inshallah ta'ala, we will continue this conversation on the other side.
Are you banking with convenience, transparency, and flexibility? With Al Barakah Bank's transactional banking account, you can enjoy convenient everyday banking designed around your needs. Benefit from zero fees on point-of-sale transactions and manage your banking easily through Al Barakah's secure mobile banking app and internet banking platform. From everyday payments to managing your personal or business banking, Al Barakah makes banking simple, transparent, and convenient. Visit albarakah.co.za to learn more. Al Barakah, your partner bank. Al Barakah Bank Limited is an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Hey, Gulam.
Yeah?
Did I return your lawnmower last month?
No, bye, you didn't.
Oh, no. Now what'll I do? I wanted to borrow it again, man.
With Randry Jewelers, you won't have to borrow or lend because the prices are so well trimmed on all gold and diamond jewelry. Alternatively, we could remake your old jewelry into a brilliant new design. Visit Randry Jewelers at 151 Stevens Lamini Road, Musgrave, Durban. Randry Jewelers, the family name you can trust.
Tonight, a child in a shack will try to sleep through the cold. No heating, no insulation, just thin walls and a biting cold. African Muslims Agency is on the ground, reaching families in informal settlements across South Africa with blankets and winter essentials. Help us spread warmth this winter. For 180 Rand, give a blanket. For 360 Rand, a full winter pack. One gift, one less night in the cold. Africa Muslims Agency, empowering, educating, inspiring.
Ah, the kitchen, the heart of the home, where memories are made and celebrated. Our go-to place for those freshly stacked pancakes early in the morning or for that late-night snack munchies. We are in there together, cooking, eating, and celebrating life together. Let's keep the kitchen a place that is shared by everyone, where we build stronger bonds and grow together. Sunfoil, Now We Cooking. Visit nowwecooking.co.za for recipes that everyone can help make.
Breaking stereotypes, moving boundaries, joining hands. Salam Media. Humanity sets the agenda.
Welcome back. We are today in dialogue with a ghost lawyer by the name of Abdul Hakeem Ahmed Ali. Before the break, for those of you just joining us, I invited him to share some background information on himself. What I'd like for him to do now, what I'd like for you to do now, brother Ali, is to share with us 3 case studies that you've been involved in, and you can take your time with each one, inshallah ta'ala.
I'm going to pick something that people deal with every day. Right now, in the state of Maryland and D.C., Virginia, you have these computers out in the street. They take your picture, you're speeding, send you a ticket, right? They send you a ticket. They say you were speeding. So the lady showed me her speeding ticket. I said, okay. Ticket says she owes $200 some odd. I said, okay. Now I'm like, do you know your rights? And I'm not saying you were speeding or not. I'm like, do you know your rights? No. I said, here's your right. You have the right to face your accuser when there's a charge against you. Who is your accuser? They'll have to bring the machine in the courtroom. We wrote up the documentation, asking the questions so she can build her defense. Case dismissed. Why? Because you have the right to face your accuser. But if you don't know this, when they send you a bill out of nature, you go ahead and pay the bill because you accept being guilty. You don't question that it could be a faulty computer. They sent you a bill. Well, anytime there's a claim or charge against you, you have a right to face your accuser before it moves forward. If you can't produce an accuser, then you have a right to have this case dismissed. That's one. Recently, a deal with me, 9 tickets, no license, bad tags, no state insurance, no seat belt, yada, yada, a lot of little things, nine different tickets. The only thing I asked was to prove your authority according to your sworn oath that you had power to even pull me over to do what you did. That's it. Case dismissed. 9 charges. Why? Because I have the right to travel. There's a difference between traveling and driving. You drive commercially, so you need license when you're dealing with commerce. But by God and by the supreme law of the land, we all have the right to travel. Lastly, young brother in Virginia, sitting in the parking lot, reading. Cops pulled him over, came up, asked questions, pulled out the information. Gun fell out in the car. Marijuana was found on him. Public pretender told him, take a plea, might do 6 months, stay on paper. They came to me. First thing I asked, what crime did you commit? I didn't do anything. How did they, you don't have to show your ID if you haven't convicted a crime. They imposed that. Well, Virginia's a common law state. Okay. Before we move forward, please show the crime that was committed that drew him for probable cause. You have to have probable cause to come to an individual in their private capacity. There was none. Case dismissed. And he got his weapon back. That's how simple it is, but it's fearful when you have to stand without what you've been accustomed to, having your paid, quote unquote, attorney or lawyer. Because an attorney and a lawyer are not the same thing.
Okay, brother. Now, you know, there are a lot of folk out there, not just, and I'm not just lawyers, not just people that are operating within the realm of the law, within the realm of America's criminal justice system, that would take what you've just laid out as case studies.
Here's why.
Go ahead.
The condition of our people is only has a lot to do with we don't know our rights and the laws. From coming up, as this is Black August, from coming up from the enslavement, it was always laws passed by men that tried to deprive us of the common human element that allows us to survive.
Mm-hmm.
To keep us from learning how to read prevented us to really understanding law. We knew within our gut, but we didn't know according to documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Then we produced the Thurgood Marshalls. We produced many, but our people only know what we've been conditioned to do without questioning anything. So when it comes to laws, there's a hierarchy of understanding the laws of this land. All law starts with Allah. Then there's the common law, which is common to all humanity. Then you start moving into policies and statutes and codes for governments and businesses. But the moral law is the supreme law. And this is what is not dealt with in many cases. We look to argue because we've been trained that way. But asking the question, making you prove your position, is the most powerful piece we can be in. As Muslims, we know we can't just give statements about the Quran, Al-Kareem, or Hadith without having the Dalil. We have to have our sources. It is the same way in dealing with the laws of the land. They tell you that wearing a seatbelt is a law. It is not a law. It is a code. It is a statute. They tell you what you can do, and we never question where is that in the law.
brother, now you're being rhetorical, Hakeem, because it is. I mean, you're giving examples.
Yes.
You're giving examples that are codified in law. It is the law. It is the law to wear a seatbelt. And if you get pulled over and you don't have your seatbelt on, you can get a ticket, you can be fined, and you will have to pay that fine. I mean, that's a fact, Hakeem.
Listen to me.
Go ahead.
What you just stated
Mm-hmm.
was a code. The law is you have a right to live as you choose, as long as you do not injure anybody. That is your God-given right. I'm not saying there's something wrong with wearing a seatbelt, but when a government has to impose something in my vehicle, now you're stepping across what a law is and what a code is, what a policy is. The law is different from a code or a policy. And when you don't know the difference between the three, we mesh them together believing they're the same, and they're not. As it is with Islam, some people believe the hadiths are greater than fiqh. Law, I'm like, no, nothing operates unless you understand the law of its operation. Everything is governed by a law. And if I can control the meanings of the law, I can control the actions of the people according to the meanings of how I say this is the law. But when you read it for yourself,
mm-hmm.
you'll see
there's
a major difference.
But Aki, the reality is, Aki, we live in a world uh, a secular world primarily. I mean, we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Almighty God, who is known by many different names and many different cultures around the world, we refer to the creator as Allah. There's only one. We know that Allah has the ultimate power and force, and at the end of the day is going to hold each and every one of us accountable for what we did with what we knew. We know that Allah is the ultimate source of quote unquote law and accountability. We know that, but we also know that we live on a planet that is mired in my goodness, it's mired in a lot of instability and corruption and confusion and what have you. Yes, because of the secular systems that are the controlling forces on the ground here on this earth, here in America and other Western quote unquote democracies, and the Middle East and Africa and Asia. We have these man-made laws. Many of them are very unjust, but they are the reality of what we have to struggle against, that we have to work within. And
let me piggyback off of that statement.
Go ahead.
Remember, it was legal to enslave us, but it wasn't lawful.
Excuse me?
It was legal to enslave us as a people, but it wasn't lawful.
It wasn't morally lawful.
Yes, it wasn't lawful, period.
Well, in the eyes of the enslavers, it was.
Because
and they had slave codes that were the law of the land.
It was legal. It was legal. It wasn't lawful.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's the difference.
Legal and lawful. I mean, to me, it's semantics, Hakeem.
Listen to what you just said.
We're wrestling with semantics.
No, you said to you, but when you put the two words in law next to each other, you'll see they are not the same. One has precedence over the other. It's what we believe in our mind. What's written separates the dynamics of the two.
Okay. Give a final thought to the audience on this issue from your perspective. What would you like to leave the audience with on this topic of what constitutes legal versus what constitutes law, from the perspective of a ghost lawyer? What would you like to leave the audience with?
The condition that we're in has a lot to do with menticide.
With what?
Menticide.
Menticide, okay.
When you deliberately erase from a people's mind to unlearn what we believe is to be true. Every statement I made today, wallahi, I can say for you, for all listening, no one can prove it wrong because it is the law. What's happening in America right now in government is a wrestle between policy and constitutional law. Policy pushers and constitutional law are going back and forth. That's an internal civil war. Because there's some constitutional things that are being broken openly. Now they're going head to head. But there's some policies that have been pushed that were unconstitutional that are now being brought to the light. Donald Trump made one of the most profound statements and people missed it. He said, the system is corrupt. And the reporter asked him and said, what do you mean it's corrupt, Donald Trump? He said, it's corrupt because I knew how to use it. And you know how to use it. And if you want to change it, then change the laws. Profound. Because the issue has always been, especially with our people, is understanding the law. We've been imposed upon by the gun what people say is legal. But when we read what's on documentation, we begin to see it doesn't apply. It has been imposed upon us.
And when and you know, let me just ask you this: when you say documentation, what documentation are you referring to? Are you referring to the Constitution?
The 1787 United States Constitution. Listen to the date I said. The 1787 Constitution of the United States of America.
Okay.
And we can get it from the Library of Congress. They will give you a certified copy of it. That is the law of the people.
Okay, my brother. I want to thank
you. We need to talk because your sister that's still locked up, we need to talk about that. Because I'm saying this to you on live air. If we put certain things in there, she can get some more feedback because you can't hold her if fraud can be proven. You can't keep an individual in prison when fraud can be proven, and I can prove the fraud. I'm telling you that.
Okay, well, that the fraud has already been proven in the case of Dr. Afia Siddiqui. I mean, it's the evidence is glaring. It's been out in the public domain for many years. But those who are in control of the prisons and the infrastructure that feeds and maintains the prison system, they are ignoring the fraud that has already been exposed. But inshallah ta'ala, the struggle for Dr. Afia Siddiqui and a number of our other political prisoners will continue. And on that note, brother, I want to thank you for joining us today. There is a local case. There is a local case that inshallah ta'ala I've mentioned to you. Case from right here in the Washington area involving a young African-American male that I would like for you to have a conversation with his parents and just to see what you may be able to provide them in the way of insight that might be able to help them in this struggle to get their son free and back home where he belongs.
Yes, sir.
So on that note, inshallah ta'ala, I will provide. I've already spoken to his mother, and I will provide you with the contact information. If I haven't already done so, I will provide you with the contact information, and inshallah ta'ala, maybe if you can give her a call before the day is out and just hear her out and share whatever thoughts you have. I would appreciate it, inshallah.
Then send it to me. I definitely will call her.
Okay, brother. I want to thank you for joining us today, inshallah ta'ala. Brother Sadiq, let's take another commercial break, and then I have some very important closing thoughts that I want to share on the other side.
Are you banking with convenience, transparency, and flexibility? With Al-Barakah Bank's transactional banking account, you can enjoy convenient everyday banking designed around your needs. Benefit from zero fees on point-of-sale transactions and manage your banking easily through Al-Baraka's secure mobile banking app and internet banking platform. From everyday payments to managing your personal or business banking, Al-Baraka makes banking simple, transparent, and convenient. Visit albaraka.co.za to learn more. Al-Baraka, your partner bank. Al-Baraka Bank Limited is an authorized financial services and credit provider.
Shimmer, sparkle, captivate. Nothing less than a masterpiece. Droplets of gold inspires precious design. Platinum bursts with intricate freshness. And every pure diamond becomes more than just a girl's best friend. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, where timeless dreams become a reality. Come to us. We tailor-make designer gold, platinum, and diamond jewelry. Trade in or remodel your old gold. Clad yourself with classy name-branded watches. We offer insurance valuation and free zakat calculation. Visit us at 534 Ridge Road, Overport, or call 031 208 9142. Voda Gold Gem Jewelers, manufacturers of fine gold and diamond jewelry.
Discover the Africa of your dreams and surround yourself with her spectacular beauty. Relax beneath her serene sunsets and explore wildlife at its natural best. It's where the pride of Africa comes together. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve. Get to know the Big Five or cruise on an elephant safari game drive. Interact with lion and tiger cubs and enjoy world-class halal cuisine while we pamper you during your 5-star stay. Indulge in the true African experience. For reservations, call now on 042-203-1400 or visit kwantu.co.za. The Kwantu Private Game Reserve, the place of gathering.
Listen to something fresh. Listen to Salam Media.
Welcome back. I want to end today's broadcast on a very, very, very important note. For those of you who have followed my work for a good number of years, really going back at least 3 decades. I've been engaged in human rights work in America now for 4 decades. Well, it's been a little over 4 decades. The first political prisoner case that I became involved in. All right, I was already doing human rights work in other areas, but this was the first political imprisonment case that I became involved with. It was the case of a young African-American male by the name of Terrence Johnson. And this is a case that came out of Prince George's County, Maryland. Terrence Johnson. He was just a 15-year-old man-child who was wrongfully arrested and brutalized by Prince George's County Police. In a scenario that would end years later, after he spent about 17 years of his life imprisoned. It became a big case in the Washington metro area, the case of Terrence Johnson. And by the grace and mercy of Allah Ta'ala, we, first, it was I think it was a Capital Spotlight newspaper that ran a petition drive after he was denied parole for the 4th time, despite being first of all, imprisoned unjustly from the age of 15. And then, through all of those years being a model prisoner. And he kept still being denied parole. It was after that fourth parole denial, and the Capitol Spotlight ran a petition drive that his case was brought to my attention. This was around 1990, 91. And it was as a result of that petition drive that I became an advocate for the brother's release. About 2.5 years after this very intensive campaign was launched for Terrence in the Metro Washington area, he got a writ of habeas corpus proceeding hearing in a courthouse in Anne Arundel County, Maryland, and a judge by the name of Warren Duckett, who has since passed, a good man. From what I saw of Judge Duckett, he was a good man. During the writ of habeas corpus proceedings, that a number of his colleagues had advised him not to even hear. And if he had not heard it and no one else was willing to hear it in Maryland, Terrence would not have gotten relief, but he did. He ended up getting relief through this judge. And even though the ultimate, even though the case of Terrence Johnson, the life of Terrence Johnson, ended very tragically, you know, a couple of years after his release, with him, you know, getting caught up in a senseless act and committing suicide. I remember visiting Judge Duckett. By this time, he is retired. In fact, Terrence's case, I believe, was the last case that he heard before he retired. And despite the way Terrence Johnson's case ended with him committing suicide, in that conversation that I had with Judge Duckett, I asked him if he had any regrets. When he exerted pressure on the Maryland State Parole Board to do the right thing, he clearly conveyed, without coming out and just saying it, he conveyed indirectly that if the lawyers for the state didn't do the right thing for this young man, they would force his hand. And so they did the right thing because they didn't want Terrence Johnson's case being him being ordered released by a judge to set a precedent. So they did the right thing under pressure. I asked Judge Duckett, do you have any regrets? Do you regret the way that you weighed in on Terrence's behalf and, you know, given the way that things ended? And he said to me he had no regrets because he knew that what happened to Terrence, those years that he spent wrongfully in prison, that they were wrong. They were wrong, and injustice was done. Irrespective of how his life ended, an injustice was done. And so he said he had no regrets. And I had nothing but huge respect for Judge Duckett for having that perspective. I say all that to say there's a young man now. When his case came to my attention, and I know his family. He's also out of Prince George's County. I know his family. His father has been a close friend of mine for years. So, you know, there was a separation between us. I mean, we had a separation in terms of us not having any communication for a number of years, but we were recently reconnected. His father's a dear friend. I should say his grandfather. His grandfather's a dear friend. And this young man, again, his case reminds me of Terrence Johnson. Why? Because he is so young, 16 years old, when he was implicated, along with a number of others, in a murder in Maryland. He was implicated in a murder. Now, he denies it. There is no, from what I've seen and what from what I've read and from what I've heard, there is no evidence to clearly and without question substantiate the fact that he was the person in that group who pulled the trigger that took the life of another human being. And he had not had any criminal background, before this incident occurred. He was 16 years of age. He is now 18. He has been locked up in a jail in Prince George's County, Maryland, for the past 2 years. He has extremely limited contact with his family. They can't visit him. They cannot visit him. And it's a case that weighs heavy on my heart. And the reason why I bring this to your attention is because I would like for those of you here in the Washington metro area to mark your calendars for the 21st of August. He has already been found guilty. The other young men that were involved, I think he was the youngest. The other young men that were involved in this particular case have entered into plea agreements, and I think he and one other are the only two that didn't. And he has been found guilty, and he is up for sentencing on the 21st of August. I plan to be present in the courthouse. And what I'm asking my friends, my fellow Muslim brethren, folk who are present in the greater Washington metro area, who respect what I bring to the table in terms of these issues. I would ask that you please mark your calendar and plan to be present as well. I'm going to be bringing more information as we get closer to August 21st, but we really need on that date to try to fill up that courtroom space and just send a message loud and clear that this young man and his family are not alone. And so anyway, inshallah ta'ala, there will be more information coming in the days ahead. Oh my goodness. I just realized something. I forgot to let me do this. Okay, anyway, the short of it, Joshua Hassan Marley Wilson is his name. Joshua Hassan Marley Wilson. Joshua Hassan Marley Wilson is this young, now 18-year-old's name. Again, the date is August 21st. I want to end with this. Our sister in Islam, Dr. Afia Siddiqui. I am profoundly disappointed. I'm profoundly disappointed that we have not had more signatures for the petition for Afia Siddiqui than we have to date. Come on, we can do better. And I'm not talking about this is not directed to our brothers and sisters who are overseas. Our brothers and sisters who are concerned about Afia Siddiqui in South Africa, in Norway, in Pakistan, of course, her home country, in the UK. I'm talking about folk right here in the United States. This is for the Muslims. This is our sister in Islam. This is our sister in Islam. She has been wrongfully imprisoned now for 23 years. And we know without any shadow of a doubt that what she was accused of, that what she was convicted of, is a bunch of BS. We know this. The evidence is overwhelming. Afia is a political prisoner. This exceptional Muslimah who came from Pakistan to the US for higher education was an exceptional human being that did so much good, had such a profound, made such a profound impact on people who came in contact with her in Texas and in the Boston area. This sister of ours, O Muslims, this innocent woman, good-hearted, justice-loving folk of America, has been wrongfully imprisoned for 23 years. I'm going to put the petition again in the comment section of this video, the link to the petition. Please read it. The petition was drafted. It was well done. It was well done by a professor in law and a Muslimah, a committed Muslimah, and also a political activist. It was well done. And the heart behind it that was beating the drums for us to launch another petition was our good sister out of the UK, Sister Zena, Sister Zena, and Dr. Nadia Ahmed was the one who drafted it, and we're pushing it. We need your help. We need your help. So please, please. I think there's a little less than 300 signatures. We should have, by this time, we launched it, over a month ago. We should have more than 3,000 signatures. Come on, show some love, show some concern, especially my Muslim brothers and sisters. As I've always said in the past to audiences large and small, don't wait for something like this to happen to you or to someone that you love before you become concerned. And on that note, I close out as we normally do. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Wal Asr. Innal insana lafi kusr. Illa alladina amanu wa amalu salihat. وَتَوَصَّوْا بِالْحَقِّ وَتَوَصَّوْا بِالصَّبْرِ, which means, in the translation of the meaning, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, by the token of time through the ages, surely humanity is in loss, except those who believe and do good, and exhort one another to truth, and exhort one another to patiently persevere. Peace be unto you. Assalamu alaikum.